The big developing story we are tracking at this hour is a tragic railway accident in Odisha's Balasore district, near the Balasore district of Odisha. In fact, now 400 people have been injured in this particular incident, and at least 30 people are left dead. Now remember, rescue operations, massive rescue operations are currently underway. The NDRF teams are on the spot, state rescue teams are also present there. Ambulances were mobilized, buses were mobilized to make sure that the injured are rushed to the hospital. In fact, several hundreds of people have been rushed to the nearby hospital. The focus remains on rescue operations. In fact, we're also expecting Naveens to visit the site of the incident on Saturday. Ashwini Vaishnaw, the Union Railways Minister, says that he has already left for the site of the tragedy. Remember, we are constantly flashing helpline numbers on our television screens to make sure that those who are trapped can reach out for help, and their families can reach out for help as well. Now remember, a compensation has also been announced for the victims of this unfortunate train accident in Odisha. Rupees 10 lakh in case of death, rupees 2 lakh towards grievous, and 50,000 for minor injuries. And compensation to the victims of this train accident is being announced by the Union Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also tweeted. He said that he has spoken to the Railways Minister and that he has taken stock of the situation and that he is keeping a very close eye as far as this particular incident is concerned. Now remember, Chief Minister Naveens also visited the control room. Now remember, several control rooms have been formed as far as the Balasore district is concerned, and Chief Minister Naveens also said that he will be visiting the site of the accident on Saturday. He will be going to the Balasore district. Ashwini Vaishnaw has already left for the site of the accident. The focus remains on the rescue operations. And if we talk about what actually happened as far as this particular incident is concerned, 3 trains are actually involved in this particular accident, and the Coromandel Express, which was carrying these passengers, the Coromandel Express hit the derailed bogies of another Yashwantpur Havra Express that was already running on a parallel track. So it hit the derailed bogies of that particular train, which caused 400 people, and that figure can of course go up, to be injured, and at least 30 people have died. Many fear trapped. Rescue operations are underway. Now, this is what Chief Minister Naveens had to say. Remember, he visited the control room. Several control rooms have been formed in and around the Balasore district.
I've just been reviewing the situation about this truly tragic railway accident. I'll be flying there early tomorrow morning to naturally review the whole situation. We are naturally concerned about looking after the bodies and removing all the living to the hospitals. That is our first concern, to look after the living. And I'll be there on the spot tomorrow morning.
Sir, number of casualties confirmed?
So if you talk about the situation on the ground, as I said earlier as well, rescue operations are underway. Every possible resource is being mobilized to make sure that those feared trapped are actually rescued from the spot and rushed to the hospital. In fact, here's what the eyewitnesses had to say on this particular incident.
मेरे को थोड़ा आग लग गया था, इसलिए सोया था. उसी टाइम जब गाड़ी पलटी हुआ तब हमारा नींद तोड़ गया. ठीक है, उस टाइम देखा हमारा जो बोगी में जितना आदमी था, रिजर्वेशन बोले तो जनरल का जैसा है, और 10-15 आदमी मेरा बदन के ऊपर पूरा आके गिर गया. जब पूरा आदमी तोल पर लगा दिया, उस टाइम मेरे को, मैं सबका नीचे था. ठीक है, मेरा हाथ में लगा, इधर बहुत दर्द हो रही है, इधर घर में लगा है. उसके बाद ऐसा देख रही है.
कितना लोग का डेथ हुआ है?
कितना लोग का डेथ हुआ बोले तो मैं जब ट्रेन का बोगी से बाहर आया तब देखा किसी का पैर नहीं है, किसी का हाथ नहीं है, ऐसा है. किसी का थोबरा बिगड़ गया है, ऐसा है, मालूम है. इसके अलावा जब मैं उधर से आया, उधर से फिर इधर वापस आके इधर ही बैठा था.
जो नहीं दिया पाया पुरी वाला शालीमार पुरी और शालीमार संबलपुर महिमा गोसाई ट्रेन, जो दोनों ट्रेन यहाँ शालीमार स्टेशन से कैंसिल कर दिया गया है।
We came here to go to the Puri, but when we heard that the train has been cancelled because due to the due to the accident, that's why we are not going to Puri.
हम तो संबलपुर जाना था शालीमार से, तो ट्रेन एक्सीडेंट हो गया, इसलिए नहीं जा पा रहे हैं, इसलिए शालीमार पे हूँ खड़ा कर। बालेश्वर में ट्रेन एक्सीडेंट हो गया।
Now, this is one of the worst train accidents in nearly a decade because remember, already the figures that we're getting say that 400 people have been injured and at least 30 people have died in this particular incident. What is the extent of the rescue operations that are underway currently? Saurabh Gupta gets us the details.
That's right. I mean, it's a very sad and perhaps one of the worst railway accidents in recent times, and in fact, involving passenger trains, which makes it even worse. And this is, of course, what we know so far. Now, we also know that the Union Railway Minister is expected at this place, by as soon as possible that he can reach. He's rushing to the spot. He was supposed to be present at a inauguration of a Vande Bharat Express, earlier, but I guess he's, of course, first rushing to this spot, which because of this accident. Also, what we know is that the Chief Minister of Odisha, Naveens at some point is also expected, and at the spot. This is about 20 kilometers from Balasore towards Bhubaneswar, and also control rooms have been set up at Nobanno, which is the West Bengal Secretariat, given the fact that a lot of passengers from Bengal are presumably on the train. But this, of course, is, like I said, one of the worst railway accidents in recent times. And again, it brings the focus back on railway safety, something that the railways says, has actually improved in the last few years. And, obviously, this is something that perhaps is again going to raise questions, because how this happened involving two trains, and all of those questions will obviously come up. But at this point, really, the focus is on rescuing and providing relief and rushing the injured to hospitals. Nearby hospitals have all been mobilized. It's not just the railways, but also the state government of Odisha that's putting in all the effort it can at this point. But really, the number of casualties are expected to rise, and that's what's really worrying. Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav is expected at the accident site, and so is Naveens Patnaik, the Odisha Chief Minister. Now, the Odisha Chief Secretary, Ms. Jena, is of course monitoring all the relief and rescue operations on behalf of the state government, which has also mobilized all the resources at its disposal to help the railways with this kind of management of relief operations, rescue operations. In fact, Mr. Jena is someone who has a huge and vast experience in managing, relief, given the fact that he's been Relief Commissioner of Odisha for a long time. And obviously, this is something that perhaps now, again, his expertise will come to use. But this is really one of the worst railway accidents in recent times, involving the Coromandel Express and the other train. And obviously, the focus is currently on how to rescue and and provide relief to passengers who've been affected. Several trains have also on the route. Remember, this is one of the main routes. This is the Chennai-Howrah main railway line, connecting Kolkata and Chennai. So a lot of trains will be, delayed, diverted, or cancelled, and that's going to cause, inconvenience to passengers. But really, that is something that, railway, is putting out information on. But at this point, the focus clearly remains on getting people out of those compartments that are derailed, some have overturned, and getting them to a place where they can receive medical help as soon as possible.
So larger questions on railway safety being raised, but of course right now the focus remains on rescue operations. Moving to more news now, India's elite wrestlers have been garnering more and more support. But today the latest highlight was that they got support from within the BJP as well. And two FIRs against Brijbhushan Sharan Singh have now surfaced. They talk about the sordid details of cases of sexual assault of which Brijbhushan Sharan Singh has been accused of. Arrest BJP MP and Wrestling Federation Chief Brijbhushan Sharan Singh by June 9 or face a huge protest in Delhi. Farmer leaders warned the government today after Khar Panchayat in Haryana's Kurukshetra.
9 तारीख को हम अपना निर्णय लेंगे, बच्चों को हम लेकर जाएंगे वहीं जंतर मंतर पे, ये तय हुआ कि उनको वहां बैठाएंगे, पुलिस रोकेगी क्या करेगी वो उसका है, लेकिन उससे पहले सरकार इसका निर्णय ले, उसकी गिरफ्तारी करे और बातचीत जो कुछ होगा और होती रहेगी।
रेसलर से आपकी बातचीत भी हुई है, रेसलर्स का क्या कहना था?
रेसलर का ये है कि हमने आपको 5 दिन का टाइम दिया था और अभी हुआ नहीं कुछ, हम बहुत टेंशन में, कुछ भी हादसा हो सकता है।
This as more support poured in for top wrestlers, not only from other sportspersons but also from within the BJP. Members of the country's 1983 World Cup winning cricket team today urged the athletes not to take any extreme steps. In a statement, the team said that they are distressed at champion wrestlers being manhandled. They said they are concerned over wrestlers wanting to dump medals in the Ganga. They said they urged the wrestlers not to take a hasty decision and let the law of the land prevail. Amid the Bharatiya Janata Party's alleged silence on escalating protests by the wrestlers, BJP MP from Maharashtra, Preetam Munde, today broke ranks, saying that the wrestlers' protest should not go unnoticed.
एक महिला खासदार म्हणून नाही तर जन्माने एक महिला असल्याबद्दल माझं निश्चित हे मत आहे की कुठल्याही महिलेची अशी जेव्हा तक्रार येते तेव्हा त्याची दखल घेतली गेली पाहिजे. दखल घेऊन त्या तक्रारीविषयी व्यवस्थित त्याची तपासणी करून ती योग्य आहे की अयोग्य आहे एखाद्या चौकशी समितीने म्हणा किंवा जे कोण ज्यांना कोणाला अधिकार असतील त्यांनी त्याच्याविषयीचा निर्णय घ्यावा, परंतु दखल घेतली गेली पाहिजे.
While Brijbhushan Singh has remained defiant all through, alleging a political conspiracy, he announced a postponement of a rally next Monday in the UP temple town of Ayodhya that was widely perceived as a show of strength while his party faces growing pressure to sack him.
रैली को हमने सुरक्षा कारणों से कह सकते हैं हमने स्थगित किया है.
In a social media post, Brijbhushan Sharan Singh said that the rally has been postponed for a few days till the time the police are investigating the charges. But months after the wrestlers' protest, the big question remains, has there been enough government action in the case? With Alok Pandey in Lucknow, Vedant Agarwal for NDTV. And now NDTV has accessed details of the two FIRs filed against BJP MP Brijbhushan Sharan Singh. The charges against the wrestling chief, the Wrestling Federation chief, include groping, criminal intimidation, stalking, inappropriately touching and sexual harassment. Saurabh Shukla reports.
Grievous charges by these wrestlers against Brijbhushan Sharan Singh. 21st, these wrestlers filed a complaint in New Delhi police station, but police did not say anything. Police did not register the FIR. Then wrestlers went to Supreme Court, and after Supreme Court's intervention, FIR was registered. In fact, 2 FIRs were registered. One from 6 wrestlers who are major, who are adult, and one on the complaint of a father of minor wrestler who that time when that sexual assault happened with her, that time she was 16, we have been told. Both the FIRs cite IPC sections 354, which is assault or criminal force to woman with intent to outrage her modesty, section 354A, sexual harassment, section 354D, stalking, and 34, common intention, that carry a jail term of 1 to 3 years. And we have details of the minor's allegations. And in her complaint, the minor has said that Brijbhushan Sharan Singh held her tightly, pretending to get a picture clicked. The accused squeezed her towards himself, pressed hard on her shoulder, and then deliberately bruised his hands against her breast. She clearly told Brijbhushan Sharan Singh that she had already several times, she told Brijbhushan Sharan Singh that she was not interested in having any sort of physical relationship, and that he should, and that too after that, he should stop stalking her. But Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh kept stalking her, and then she has revealed all those details in her complaint. And she also stated in her complaint that one day while she was out for a dinner in the hotel restaurant, the accused called her separately to his dinner table and to her utter shock and surprise and without her consent placed his hand on her breast and grabbed her and then slid his hand down to her stomach. And she also says that to her disbelief, the accused did not stop there and again moved his hand upwards to her breast. And apart from these allegations, there are 6 other wrestlers also who are major. In fact, one of the wrestlers is a decorated wrestler. She has won several gold medals in international championships for India. And in her complaint, she says that once she was visiting WFI office, and in that office, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh started touching her inappropriately on her palm, knee, thighs and shoulders without her consent. And she also says that she started shivering at that very moment.
Absolutely shocking details emerging from the 2 FIRs there. Time for a short break now. More news on the other side. Stay with us. Welcome back. Our big focus on NDTV is the northeastern state of Manipur, where there is hope of normalcy returning to the violence-hit state after the Home Minister's visit to the state, where he held a series of meetings and also promised to return normalcy to the state. Now, after the Home Minister's appeal, people have started surrendering weapons and also curfew has been relaxed in several towns. Here's our ground report.
140 weapons surrendered in Manipur a day after this appeal and warning.
इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रहा है, मगर मैंने पहले अपील करना चाहता था, मैंने आज अपील कर लिया है। जिनके पास भी आर्म्स है वो सरेंडर कर दे। बाद में कॉम्बिंग भी होगा और कठोर कार्यवाही भी होगी। हमारे पास सूचनाएं भी हैं।
The Union Home Minister Amit Shah's press conference was closely watched by all stakeholders in Manipur. Following the Home Minister's visit, there has been some improvement in the situation and curfew relaxations have been announced. Civil society organizations in Manipur believe the Home Minister's plan can work even though there is huge trust deficit between communities. Meitei groups say they are awaiting the next phase of the plan, which is resettlement.
He has given certain assurance to the people, so we will wait for him to act on ground, how his executives execute it. And he also informed us that he will be coming back soon again. So by that time, peace should prevail, both in the valley and the hills, and there should be some sense of normalcy, so that we can continue with the next phase of, dialogue and resettlement and restoration of normalcy.
The Union Home Minister has visited Kuki-dominated areas like Churachandpur and Kangpokpi, where sentiment for a separate administration is still strong. Amit Shah, however, said there is no change in the union government's position on the territorial integrity of Manipur.
देखिए, भारत सरकार ने मणिपुर की एकता और अखंडता के बारे में कई बार अपना स्टैंड घोषित किया है, इसमें हमारा कोई बदलाव नहीं है.
However, in this juncture, I would be a bit more skeptical because with the kind of situation going on, the exchange of firing happening here, it will be too early for us to comment on the peace process. First of all, we would like to encourage and we would like to walk on the path of bringing to normalcy. However, we still believe and have total faith in the Union Home Minister Amit Shah that he would have his own plan.
The law and order situation in Manipur seems to be improving after Union Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to the state. But the road to peace and complete normalcy is a long and arduous one. However, with the Union government putting new faces in the Manipur administration and the Union Home Minister promising to return again, things are expected to get better from here on. With Ratnadeep Chaudhary and Neeta Sharma, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
So hope for normalcy in the violence-hit state of Manipur. But moving now to political news, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi at an event in Washington, D.C. said that the opposition is pretty well united, but some amount of give and take is required for a united opposition front. But what's making headlines is his remark on Indian Union Muslim League, his party's ally in Kerala. He said that there's nothing non-secular about the party.
the opposition is pretty well united, and I think it's getting more and more united. We're having conversations with all the opposition, and I think quite a lot of good work is happening there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a complicated discussion because there are spaces where we are competing also with the opposition. So it's a little bit of give and take is required, but I'm confident that will happen. Muslim League is a completely secular party.
Right.
There's nothing non-secular about the Muslim League.
Questions are a little disjointed. Sorry about that.
I think the person hasn't studied the Muslim League.
Well, the BJP has hit out at Rahul Gandhi's remarks. The BJP Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar has said that Rahul Gandhi lives in an alternate reality, and he called him an entitled dynast. And he said that he lives in an alternate reality and wants to drag others into that as well. Muslim League is secular. Terrorists like Osama and Batla House should be referred to with G. So he took various jibes at Rahul Gandhi there. Remember, Rahul Gandhi is on a 3-city tour there in the US. That's all the news that we have on this bulletin. Goodbye and keep watching.